you have to make sure you guys are liking and following the correct pages. Sometimes people are saying that they're not getting our lives. There's a couple different ways that you can get on our lives. I am live on YouTube and TikTok on a consistent basis, almost daily. Sometimes I do prefer YouTube over TikTok just because it's a little easier for you guys to find and rewatch if you missed it. So a lot of times I will be live on both, or sometimes just YouTube, depending on the day and what we're doing. When I'm doing kind of like reoccurring clients, sometimes TikTok is a little easier. We can have music, we can vibe, things of that nature. But I do want to have it accessible for you guys on YouTube in case you missed something or in case you need to come back. So make sure you're not only on our TikTok, which is Jazz Lash, but you're on my YouTube channel, which is I am Jasmine Nakia. I did just have a birthday. I was in the Bahamas. I was trying to make sure I was on live, but I'm not gonna lie, y'all, it was really hard to be on vacation and be live at the same time. Like, it was just a lot going on. I had a really, really, really good time. And yeah, I'm finally back to work and I finally feel just like back in my bag. Okay, so make sure you guys are on our platforms. Like I said, Facebook is our exclusive lash group called Lash Barbs. It's for lash extension professionals only. Make sure you guys are following, get tapped in, things of that nature. I do want to say one other thing before I kind of get into this infill today and this free live training. I really, 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 really feel that shift happening in the lash extension industry. And the shift is really just separating the people who really want it and the people who are serious versus the people who just got into it because it's like some money scheme they thought, like a quick money scheme. And I feel like when I see people say like they're not getting booked, or when I feel like I see people saying like they can't retain their clients or things of that nature, like they're always thinking it's about government or it's about politics or it's about money. And to be quite honest, guys, it's really about the service you're providing. If you're always keeping your focus on the service you're providing, you will have clients. Economic turns are inevitable. Those have been around since the beginning of time. Recessions, times when money is great, times when pandemics, times when 9/11s, times when presidency, all of these things are going to happen regularly. You can't rely on that as a point of why your business is slow or why your business is fast. You have to just keep going and you have to just kind of make it work, if that makes sense. If that makes sense to you. Okay? So I want you guys to put all of your focus into whatever the goal is, whether it be getting clients, whether it be improving your skills, whether it be moving faster at your lash times, whatever it is that you feel like you need to be working on when it comes to being a lash professional, when it comes to being a lash tech, is what I want you to focus on. I don't want you to focus on all the negativity online when it comes to politics. I don't want you to focus on how come your clients keep canceling. I don't want you to focus on that. I simply want you in your lash bag. And as long as you're in your lash bag, you will retain clients. The service is $100 to $250 depending on what your price is. There are people who have $100 and have a $250. There just is. Okay, you have to understand that people pay for what they want to pay for, even when they don't have money. This is not a $4,000 service. This is anywhere from 100 to 250. Our fills are 250. I'm sorry, our full sets are 250. Our infills start at 110 and they go to 160, depending on the weeks. There are a whole bunch of people who have a spare $110, and there are a whole bunch of people who have a spare $250. It's all about what you're looking at and what you're focusing on. Right now online, especially for lash techs, it's like cool to bash the lash techs. It's cool to say this. It's cool to say that. You don't need to be watching that all day, putting that into your subconscious mind. I even have to take my own advice. You guys know I was just on here, talking about how I went through a really, really, really bad relationship, and how that traumatized me a lot. I finally had to just take the narcissism and the avoidance and all this. I had to take all of that off of my timeline, because if I didn't, that's all I was going to see, and I was going to be reminded of how I was with such a terrible person for so long. I don't need to think about that every single day, all day. You don't need to be putting it in your subconscious every day that it's going to be hard for you to get booked and that clients don't have any money. You don't need to be focused on that on a consistent basis. You need to be focused on your technique and growing your business. The lash industry in 2026 is estimated to hit like $13 billion of net like market share. And so it's one of those things where it's like, are you going to have a piece of it? Or are you just going to be online saying that like there's no clients and no room for you? Which one are you going to be? I've been lashing a little over 11 years as a licensed cosmetologist. And so if I can still be booked 11 years later, I know good and well you coming into the industry can get booked as well. There's actually a shortage of qualified professionals. There are more people wanting eyelash extensions than there are qualified professionals to do the service. And so understanding these things will allow you to get booked and stay booked. Times may be slow, may have a few cancellations. People may turn out, may turn in, but at the end of the day, there is a whole bunch of money for you to get as a lash tech. And we need to stop the narrative of it being slow, of it not being money in it, of lashing being dead, all these crazy things that people like, let's be real, people that started lashing in COVID time who didn't have a license, who didn't put any energy actually into the business, they just learned the craft on a video and now they can't get booked. Those aren't people that you should be taking long-term advice from when it comes to the industry. Those are not people who even put the time, work, and effort into actually growing a business on a consistent basis. I hope that makes sense. If you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, please feel free to drop it in the comments. If you just decided to pick up a pair of tweezers one day and you just so happen to get clients from that, that's great. I'm not hating on you, but I'm saying you're not the spokesperson to say like when someone's going to be booked and when someone's not. You know what I mean? Like that's not realistic, to be quite honest. It's not. It's not realistic and it's not an accurate representation of people who've actually been doing lash extensions for a very long time and are still consistently booked. So if you want to be consistently booked, make sure you're following Jazz Lash. Make sure you shop jazzlash.com. If you need a training, if you need a mentorship, anything of that nature, we have them available at jazzlash.com. All the products I'm using are at jazzlash.com. We do have a TikTok shop. I'm not sure if it works. I don't know what's going on with that. If I have anybody on TikTok and you guys want to let me know, if you go into our TikTok shop, are we even showing up? Does it even work? I really, really, really do like TikTok. But the thing that I don't care for about TikTok is I feel like it's very, very, very funny with the algorithm. It's very, very, very funny about who it shows our things to. And that's just kind of one thing that I don't like. And that's why I said sometimes we're on YouTube as well, because I feel like YouTube is one of those platforms you never really have to worry about. Like it's going to be there. You're going to see it. Like it's going to work. You're going to be able to play it back. It may take the algorithm like on YouTube a little bit to, kind of pop up and surface. But I feel like for the most part, YouTube is just reliable. I feel like TikTok really goes up and down a lot. So yeah, that was my disclaimer. Into this set, it's a very basic mega volume fill. By basic, I mean like it's your set and fill that you're seeing online pretty much on a consistent basis. That like normal, really, really, really thick mega volume look. And it's very simple. It's 18 mm, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14 mm. All fans, mega volume. Nothing too crazy, just your basic regular cat eye set. Right after this, I have a makeup application. And then I am actually off for the rest of the day because I moved a client to tomorrow. I try my hardest not to take more than 2 or 3 clients a day. That's kind of where I max out. Yesterday I had 4 and I was extremely tired. That's why I don't really like to take too many clients per day, especially when I'm doing like mega volume fills like this that just require a lot of product and a lot of work. I want to be able to make sure I'm giving every client quality, and that's another thing that I want to talk about today. Sometimes you guys are trying to rush and get through your fills, honestly, because you're not charging enough, to be quite honest. $70 fills, you're not charging enough. $100 sets, you're not charging enough. You cannot make money doing no service for no 3 hours for no $100. That's not accurate, guys. And the thing is, sometimes you guys will do something that cheap, you'll do sets that cheap, and y'all still won't get booked. Be like, full sets $80, full sets $70, and y'all still won't get booked. So it's not a situation of money, and I need you guys to get out of that mindset. You can put a lash setup for $25 right now, and you still won't get booked. It's not a money issue. It's a, what is your value? Are my lashes going to fall out 2 minutes after I leave? Are my eyes going to be bloodshot red all day after I get my lashes done? Are my lashes going to look like what I asked for? Are my lashes going to look good for the 2 to 3 week duration that I am in between fills? These are questions clients want answers to. If you can provide that, that's what's going to get and keep you booked and keep clients coming in. That's what people want to know. People don't want to know what you made in a day. People don't want to know if you're hand making versus pro making or pre-made. Like, your potential client doesn't give a rat's ass about those things at all. And so that's another reason why it depends on the platform you're marketing on. If you're marketing on TikTok, that's a lot of young people. That's a lot of people just wanting free shit. You may not get real good clients from TikTok. You need to understand your platforms. TikTok is a really good platform for visibility. TikTok is a really good platform to attract eyes. But understand, eyes that aren't spending money really aren't that good for your business. Visibility is important, and I'm not going to say it's not. Like, people should just know your name. You know what I mean? Like, you may know of Disneyland, but you've never been. You may know of Starbucks, but you don't pay $6 for your coffee. And that's great. Those brands are still fresh in your brain. Those brands are still fresh in your brain for, you know, the best of whatever it is that they offer. But if at the end of the day it's not converting, it only allows your business so much. So, you know, post on TikTok. Make sure you're staying consistent on TikTok. But at the end of the day, if you need clients, you may need to be on Facebook. You may need to be on Instagram. You may need to be on Google My Business. You may need to be putting an ad up or traffic or something like that. You may need to be DMing people in your area. You may need to make sure your hashtags are accurate in your area. Now, some people could be, you know, seeing it differently. Some people, if they're in LA, could be seeing a real big uptick on people booking on TikTok. I've personally never experienced people saying, I found you on TikTok and I came to book an appointment. That has never happened to me per se. Every client I typically have is a referral client, and that's the best way to get clients. And the only way to get referral clients is to treat your current clients like gold. Treat your current clients like gold. They will go tell everybody. They will do the marketing for you. You don't need to be online every day, all day, if you treat your current clients like gold. Responding to their text messages when they text you. Giving them what they want. Every single time a client comes in, I ask them, is there something you would like me to change with their lashes? Even if I've lashed them, I have one client that I've lashed since day one, about 10 years ago I started her. Even still, when she comes in, I ask her, would you like me to keep the same lash style? Do you need me to change your lash look? Every single time. Not just when I feel like it, not just when we're not talking about gossip, every single time. I like to lash this client in layers so I can really make them black and thick like she likes. Any questions, comments, and concerns you may have as a lash tech, please feel free to drop them. This is a safe space. Again, my name is Jasmine Nakia. I own and operate Jazz Lash. I've been a lash artist for a little over 11 years. I've been a licensed cosmetologist for over 13 years. Lashing, beauty in general is my passion. You can always find me on this page. We are back in that action, back in that action, back in that action. Okay. Now I'm gonna drop down to 16 mm and really focus on making sure my client's lashes are perfect. That lash was not, so I went ahead and popped it off. Thanks so much for the likes on TikTok. We're at 183. Could we get to 1K? Oh my gosh, I didn't know people were on our YouTube. If you guys can like thumbs up that, make sure you subscribe to the channel. I would greatly appreciate it. I will be on live every single day. Hold me to it or else. And I will actually try to be live on YouTube and TikTok at the same time simultaneously. I love doing that because it gives me a live look at where our supporters are coming from, and where you guys like to meet at the most on a consistent basis. And some days it's TikTok and some days it's YouTube. I never go live on Instagram anymore. You guys can let me know. I personally just feel like Instagram has went to complete shit. Like, it is not worth the time and energy. It's very negative. I just don't like it. The thing I like about TikTok is it kind of reads your mind when it comes to your algorithm, so you don't have to do too much. But I am just not a big fan of Instagram anymore. I feel like it's completely changed and lost its life force. Like, it's trash to me personally. So you guys can tell me which platform you like the most when it comes to growing your business and what you've experienced when it comes to growing your business. Understanding that marketing is literally just what you want your clients to see of your business on a consistent basis and how you communicate that. It's not anything fancy. Don't let the words scare you. Cookie, someone says, are you booking cute? Girl, am I booking new clients? Always. If you guys are a lash tech, let me know in the comments where you lash at. If you guys are a lash tech, let me know in the comments how long you've been lashing. I would love to hear from you guys. I definitely don't get on here just to talk to myself. I love when other artists engage and, carry on and things of that nature. I always lash in layers. I do like to use the next care tape to lash in layers, but I've been out for a few and I keep forgetting to reorder, so I've just been using our lash tape that I typically use. Sometimes can be a pain to get off, but it's okay. Last week I like kind of sandwiched the tape so that way it wouldn't stick at all. But I notice when I do that, the lashes just don't hold up. Um, I know sometimes people will say, Jasmine, how do I do it without like getting the lashes stuck? To be quite honest, you either get the lashes stuck onto the tape or you have to continuously push like the tape back into place. So it's just more so what you're comfortable with. You can't really avoid either, to be quite honest. Um, I think it's super annoying to like keep reapplying tape, keep reapplying tape, keep reapplying tape. So I'd rather just come like this and then, just be gentle with the client and get it off that way. That's just me. Do what you like. Do whatever you feel comfortable with. Lashing is a thing where you have to do what you're comfortable with. Some things are foundational skills that don't move or change, and then other things are literally personal preference. So, do what makes you happy in that sense, in that realm. Extra black on the lashes. These are our Jazz Lash Matte Black Lash Trays. We only have C curl left in stock. D curl is completely sold out. I think the only thing we have in D curl is our longer lengths, like 19 and 20 mm. So I do encourage you guys to check out the links at jazzlash.com. They sold out very fast. We're just waiting to get rid of those C's, and we will restock. Point 0.5 lash glue is your best friend. I hear sometimes people say, Jazz, I don't want to use a 0.5 lash glue because um, I'm not that fast. And this is the thing. If you're a slower lash artist, it's probably because you're using a slower lash glue. You need a faster lash glue to be faster. That's the purpose. When you have a slow glue, you're moving slower because the glue isn't dry. A slow glue is never the answer. Sometimes you may need to work on your isolation. Sometimes you may need to work on your placement. Getting a slower glue is never going to solve your problems as a lash tech. Please use the address that is attached in the video. Oh my god. Where are you guys from and how long have you been lashing? Let me know in the comments. Don't be afraid. Who's going to be the first to engage and actually say something? I noticed that too. I noticed a lot of lash professionals are like almost scared to put themselves out there, and I'm not sure why. I don't really know what that's about. When you are on other lash tech's page, you should for sure be networking and engaging and talking and getting free tips or asking for free tips. That's one thing that, again, I don't really like about today's social media is a lot of people expect to get something for nothing, and I don't really understand that. We all know how the law of attraction works, and honestly, just how the universe in general works. Getting that lash off. popped right off. Not hurting the client. Another thing you have to worry about at your appointments, you should not be hurting clients. Your lash appointment should not be painful. People should come in, get a pain-free appointment every single time. Some things may be uncomfortable to the client, i.e. getting tape off, i.e. getting a lash off, banana peeling a lash off, but you should not be full-blown just causing pain to clients during lash appointments. That is inaccurate. And a major reason clients don't come back. Clients have told me before, like, yeah, I stopped going to that person because they were painful as a lash tech. So please pay attention to that. Any lash techs want to let me know where they are, where they've been lashing at, how long you've been lashing. Went ahead and banana peeled that lash off on this left hand side. Very important to get those grown out lashes off. Thank you so much, Sarah. I appreciate you. Are you a lash tech? So cute. Thank you so much. Yes, I'm on TikTok as well. They're being lame. They're not saying anything. I appreciate you. They're being losers today. This is 17mm decurl. I'm hand making these fans. Did you move, Kylie? Did you move?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Was everything good?
Are
you still like 30 minutes out?
Oh, okay. No, I live at like the other end of JFK now.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Kind of back over a little bit?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay. I live right by the fairgrounds.
Oh, okay. You know where like the Arboretum is over there, like the soccer complex?
Yeah.
It's like right in there.
Oh, okay. Is it a house or?
It's like a townhouse, like condo type thing.
Oh, okay. Nice. My YouTube is a lot more engageful, so I'll show them instead of TikTok. These tweezers are so trash, guys. Look at the boot here. Like, I don't understand why that's not working or what's going on with that. Thank you guys for the new subscription. This is from, I don't even be wanting to show y'all the company that I buy these tweezers from that I hate, because I never want to be like a bashing person. But these are the ones that I like absolutely hate. These are the ones I usually use, but today they just keep being like overly slippery. I'm not sure what's going on with that. And then these are the ones I'm going to use and swap out right now. I typically do use these. Sometimes they just hurt my hand. I am looking for a really, really, really good volume tweezer. So if you know where to buy them, that's why I always sell the isolation tweezers on jazzlash.com. I have not come across like hand tweezer. So let me know what you guys think about these. Yes, you guys can follow my TikTok as well if you're on my YouTube. It's jazzlash. Sipping on some scissor. Your utensils matter, okay? I don't know who need to hear this, but you cannot be using $10 sky glue and think that you got to charge $250 for your lash set. You have to spend a little bit on your supplies. That just is what it is. Ain't no getting around it, okay? Ain't no getting around it, okay? I don't know who need to hear this, but ain't no getting around it, okay? Another thing I see a lot is people struggling with isolation. A lot of times it's because you don't have a good tweezer or you're just not kind of confident to go in there enough and like really let your tweezers do the work. So that's why I'm always showing you guys, letting your tweezers do the work, especially if it's an isolation tweezer. The tweezers should be sharp enough and good enough to do the work. You should not be using your fingers and nails constantly. I know sometimes it is easier to just, use our fingers a little bit and go in there. But I'm just seeing people full blown use their fingers as if that's an isolation tweezer and it's not. So, get more comfortable really going in there with your utensils. It will allow you to move faster. I personally feel like when you don't, do what you need to do on a isolation tweezer, the isolation just gets real chunky and matted, and that'll also kind of affect your retention. So you want to make sure you're really going and doing a good job opening those tweezers, letting those tweezers completely do the work, so you can come in and set the lash down. And because it's a 0.5 dry time adhesive, once I set that lash down and kind of give it a little leaner rock, it's secure. And that's why I say you don't need a slow drying glue just because you're a slow lash artist or slower lash artist or newer lash artist. The point is to speed up. And so by speeding up, it's just speeding up the curing. You can be a slower lash artist in your, hand making of fans, and still come and get flawless retention on that placement, which is what we want. Thank you guys so much on YouTube. I really appreciate it. I'm gonna go in and get to my client's inner corners. If you guys are on my YouTube, make sure you're also following our other platforms. Our website with all our supplies and training is jazzlash.com. Thank you guys so much for engaging and things of that nature. I really appreciate it. You guys showed out better than TikTok today. I actually got off TikTok about 20 minutes ago. Well, it was like 5 minutes ago. I'm going into the client's inner corners with 9s and fade them to 12s. I don't really like to use anything longer than 11s in this very, 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 very inner corner, but not too long ago, I took my client to 12s in this area and she loved it, so I fade those 9s into 12s. Only reason I wouldn't go in with a 12 in that very inner corner is because it could just be very long and like kind of swoop into the client's eye, you know? All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and get off. Thank you guys so much for tuning in today to our Lashing Live. I will be back on probably tonight, so let me know if you guys want anything specific of a look. I'll talk to you soon. Thanks so much, Sarah.